right, Danavan Hylton here, wishing you a great rest of the day, congratulating you in advance for your success. Let's get right into it. How to get things done with a decision maker. In this particular conversation, we're going to talk specifically about those that are in community organizing or as a community organizer. So this conversation here will be dealing mostly with government relations, community relations overall, for community organizers. How to get things done with a decision maker. Decision makers, if you're a community organizer, can go two ways. Decision makers could be elected officials and leaders of government agencies, or they can be with the private sector, with employers, real estate developers, or business owners / investors. And so when you're a community organizer, how do you get things done with the public and private sector for your community? So the bottom line is, the first thing you have to keep in mind as a community organizer and how to get things done with the decision maker, you're assuming you have to meet with them. You're assuming you have to schedule a meeting with them, a private meeting, if you will. And a private meeting is just simply a situation where it's really the people that need to be there and no one else, And usually private meetings can turn into public activities, but we need a private meeting nonetheless. So the goal is to get a private meeting. That's the goal. So the question is, how do you get there? And I know there's plenty of things to talk about in this regard, but I want organizers to understand that you're dealing with human beings. You're dealing with people, first and foremost. And for that, you have to master or begin to look into the art of personal development, because personal development is business development. And I'm emphasizing business development because look at this conversation, if you're a community organizer, from a corporate standpoint. Because technically, if you're a legal nonprofit, which is traditionally how community organizations and organizers are sourced, you are a not-for-profit corporation at the end of the day. So this is a corporate standpoint, and how do you increase your customer base and your community presence when it comes to business development? So therefore, we're talking personal development is business development, which means as a community organizer, you have to first know yourself. And then you have to then you have to become aware of people and become patient of people, become patient with people, because you're dealing with extremes. And therefore, you may be dealing with extreme individuals because individuals make the extremes go around, if that makes sense. So you got to first know yourself. You got to be able to be calm, cool, and collected at all times. At all times, because as a business developer through community organizing, you being a corporation, keep in mind now you are as calm, cool, and collected. You got to keep in mind that technically is serving as an ambassador. So when you are representing yourself or an organization as a organizer, you are now becoming an ambassador. And I'm challenging you and thanking you in advance for looking up what an ambassador means and what are the duties to an ambassador. And when you are conducting yourself at a standard of an ambassador, now you're putting yourself in a position of a dignitary. And dignitaries, no matter what, most of them do not lose their cool. I am hoping and wishing. Yep. I'm going to put this link up. Sun Tzu's The Art of War. Great military strategist. And technically, he was a dignitary because he worked with kingships, with royalties and leaders for various survival and expansion activities. So this is a situation. I'll put a link on there as far as The Art of War. Definitely want to pick this up. Compiled more than 2,000 years ago as far as information from a mysterious warrior / philosopher. Anyway, so keep in mind, you are a dignitary, which means that you are a diplomat, which means that you are no different than the at least elected officials that you are conversing with. So you have to understand that you now have to put yourself in a dignitary elected official position and demeanor, and look at even the elected officials as constituents, which means you can't go off on them because you want more votes or you need their support. So before we get into the how to get things done with the decision maker, we're breaking it all the way down to personal development, which means that you are conducting yourself as an ambassador, as a dignitary, with that mindset. Because once we're able to do that, and we may have to get into that more deeper, but once we're able to do that, then we can talk about how to set up a private meeting. Because you don't want to set up a private meeting and go in there and blow it. And blowing it is basically going in there and not accomplishing the goal that you set for the meeting. So when you go into a meeting, you should already know, well, what goal am I looking to accomplish? So you should already know that in your mind, and be clear when you're at the meeting to let them know, hey, this is what I'm looking to accomplish today. And also, as a consultant mind individual, you should ask the individual on the other end of the table, what are you looking to accomplish? So that way the meeting is efficient, and you want it as quick as possible, because they have time that they can't lose, and they respect highly decision makers, those that can use the least amount of time while creating the most productivity. Those are movers and shakers, and that's what we have to be. So I thank you in advance for clicking the link and donating what you felt this message was worth. Thank you for liking and subscribing to all the links, social media-wise, that we have to follow us and to share. Thank you for visiting www.e1connect.com, as that is the business of Hylton Elite Marketing Agency, which has powered and sponsored this video. Hylton Elite Marketing Agency is a sales and marketing firm based in Nashville, Tennessee, and it helps the public and private sector increase their customer base and their community presence, mostly through grassroots marketing outsourcing, and working with employers to help local residents find jobs, work with real estate developers to help increase community buy-in if there is a need for that, helping local business owners connect to local residents, as well as helping those internationally, particularly in the African diaspora network, connect to the public and private sector in the territories that we serve here in the Southeast region of the United States of America, as we look forward to growing. So thank you for your time. See you at the next video, and continue to have a great day. Peace.